We came across this article by SMC, I think, that basically said a lot of critics saw holes. When I saw this, I was like, oh, okay, let me get to see what the industry is saying about the bill. But strangely enough, in this entire article, it talks all about the complaints from gig workers themselves. The first one being EPF. No EPF mandatory, it's only a SOCSO.
Well, that's fascinating that no EPF is a complaint from a worker.
Yeah.
I will tell you at least 40% of my workers have opted out from EPF.
Interesting.
Even though I opt them in. I 100% opt people in.
Yeah.
If you're Malaysian. But 40% opt out. Because it's nice to have for them when they think about it. But secondly, actually a portion of them already have EPF with their full-time job. You actually have someone working in another job and they're doing this supplementary. I would tell you majority is doing that. It is 20% that only is full-time. 80% is not. So they have EPF contribution also and they treat that as, I will go my savings there and then this gig, fast income for maybe my consumables, right? Now, I think between EPF and SOCSO, what's really like a baseline for survival is usually insurance, because this is whether or not you can weather through an illness or an accident or getting sick, and that's today. That is like making sure you're safe today. EPF, it's making sure you're safe tomorrow.
Then I have to ask, the gig bill, is it for protection of people who are doing this as their main income or people who are doing this as their side income?
So they have treated it like as if it is your full-time income.
Right.
That's how I read this bill. And they don't consider 80% of people who do not do this as their full-time.
And I know on your platform that you're saying that a lot of your gig workers are part-time. But
Yes.
what about on other platforms? Like say
Yeah.
Lala Move,
Yeah.
or
Curious, so
Grabs and all that.
and also on that note, for you guys, if you're saying 40% have opted out of EPF,
Yeah.
and you guys have made it
100% mandatory
auto-
first.
On by default, like.
On by default, correct.
Do the other platforms also do the same?
No.
Okay.
As far as I know, you guys are the only ones at EPF, right?
Yeah, this is the safest EPF integrated into
Yes.
the flow. Others have EPF, but manually outside. So, but if you use it as just an indicator, this 40% is a really good number to use. I think it makes sense. For full-time, it makes sense, right? Like they want EPF.
They would want that. Okay.
Yeah, because they don't have any other income that is contributing to EPF.
Because ultimately, from what you're saying, it still means 60%, more than half of your workers.
Have opted in.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
Footnote, this episode was recorded before the Gig Workers Act was officially gazetted. It has since been gazetted at the time of posting.
Terima kasih kerana menonton Siapa Makan Cili.
Dan kalau korang ada siapa yang korang nak kita jemput ke show kita, sila tinggalkan di ruang komen di bawah.
Dan jangan lupa subscribe.